The Sonic Coast presenting Home for the Holidays with the Gasoline Gypsies and Friends, and it's all to benefit Habitat for Humanity Detroit. The show is Friday, December 22nd, Aretha's Jazz Cafe in Detroit, and tickets are on sale right now at thesonic.coast.com. I have been buzzing with excitement ever since Brian said, "Hey, Jane, do you want to interview Alison Albrecht?" I was like, do I? Oh my gosh, I watched this young lady on The Voice this season, and I was pulling for her, and she just knocked it out of the park. Of course, she was part of Team Reba, but before that, she has had a very long career in her very young life. So welcome to the Sonic Coast, Alison Albrecht. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
I'm so happy you're here. Now, talk to me about when you got started in your career, because you started as a young girl.
Yes. I grew up doing music since I was maybe 7 or 8. I started in community theater and then started performing my original music by 9 or 10 at different coffee shops around Detroit. So I've definitely been at it for a long time and just had a love for it at an early age.
That's wild. What or how old were you when you started playing guitar?
I got my first guitar for my 9th birthday.
Wow.
So started there and just looked up chords for Taylor Swift songs and Coldplay songs and, just played whatever I could.
I love that. Now, do you have a family history with music? Like, where did this come from?
There are definitely musical members of my family, although nobody's done it professionally. My mom was a pianist her whole life growing up and played guitar. My aunt is a vocalist and singer. So although nobody has chosen music as their career, I'm the first one. We definitely have music, not only music enthusiasts, but also some musicians as well.
And you did collaborate with your brother on a song, right? The song called
I did.
Yeah, the song called I Say. Tell me about how that was, A, working with your brother, and then what you did and where you produced it, because I found it very interesting.
Yeah, my brother and I have always been really close, but we never really lived at home at the same time with the same interests until the pandemic. I was in college. I was living at home my sophomore year of college, which was the year 2020.
Sure.
And my brother was a junior in high school. So we finally were a little bit older living together at home and found that he had just spent the last chunk of years learning how to produce music. I, of course, had this long history writing and performing. And with our spare time, we decided to build a studio at my parents' house.
Wow.
In this sort of under the roof closet space. And we got foam from one of my old music teachers, who's just been a huge light and help for me throughout all my years. And we ended up building this studio. And we worked on songs every day. And so I actually had a job working in a lab at University of Michigan, but it was remote. So in the morning, I would do my lab work. And then the entire rest of the day, when Andrew would wake up around noon, we would then start making songs the rest of the night. And it's definitely one of my favorite things I've ever done. And he's just so talented. And I can't wait to work with him more in the future.
I love that. Speaking of influences, I just heard teacher. I want to know about human beings that have influenced you and kind of helped you on your path. And then I want to slide right into musical influences.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many people that have helped me. I'm certainly the product of so many wonderful and helpful, supportive individuals. My parents are, of course, I have to say them because they've given me everything. They went to every gig. My dad used to sit with me at the computer emailing different venues to play and just encouraged me to always perform. They also were the ones that really, when I was thinking about moving to LA, they were the ones saying, you absolutely should, and just have supported me every step of the way. Even my grandparents used to come to every show when they were, local. Of course, I now live far from my family, but I just am so grateful to have had that family support. I've had this music teacher, Nick May, growing up my whole life, and he is a huge help to me. And I also won the State Fair Superstar competition, which is how I got connected to people like Nancy Ferris, Nadira Mawale. I worked with Chuck Alkazian on 2 of my first EPs, and those people really shaped me into thinking about my music really critically and helping develop me at a really young age. So I've had a lot of great people helping along the way.
How are you finding your time in Los Angeles?
I love living in LA. I think the biggest draw of moving here was I knew that there would be so many more people to collaborate with. The scene in Detroit is unbelievable, outstanding, and I'm so grateful to be a part of it. I do think here I'm now around even more peers that really inspire me and I love working with. And I've really just found it to be a great place to be a young person in music. It's certainly challenging in a lot of ways, but it's a city full of opportunity and creativity. And now was the perfect time in my life to go and do it.
Good for you. And you know what? Good for your folks for supporting that, because I know it's hard.
Oh my gosh.
I know it's a hard pivot to leave Michigan, because I did the same thing when I was very young as well. Okay, now the big question here. Is Reba as genuine and lovely as she appears?
Beyond lovely. More what you would want her to be and more. She is just the kindest, most wise. I feel so unbelievably lucky to work with her, know her, and I've learned so many lessons from Reba that I know that I will carry throughout my entire career and life. She just is such a light, and she's doing incredible work on The Voice because, young musicians like myself are able to learn from somebody with just this most incredible career, and I'm really grateful for that opportunity.
How was the Voice experience for you?
I had a really wonderful time on the show. I went in with my real goal was I really wanted to grow as a musician, and I really wanted to introduce my music to more people. That was really my ultimate goal, was how can I reach a broader audience? How can I grow as a musician? And how can I also learn from the other musicians that are on the show, the other contestants, of course, the celebrity coaches. And I really feel like I grew tremendously throughout the entire experience, and I'll never forget it. It was a huge turning point in my career.
You know what is so great that came of that as well are 2 songs that you've done, 2 remakes, which I'm going to be playing the Carole King, It's Too Late, which is out right now. By the way, if you're listening, do yourself a favor, download the song, purchase the song. It is remarkable. What an amazing, did you get to select that, or was that
Thank you.
Or was that a Reba?
So, no, I was able to select it. I gave them a couple of different options, and that was out of my, I think, 5 choices. That's what was selected. And I really wanted to sing Carole King because you're not able to sing original music on The Voice.
Right.
And being a songwriter is such a core part of my identity as a musician. So I wanted to sing It's Too Late because Carole King is, one of my greatest songwriting inspirations. So to be able to sing a song by such an amazing storyteller is what I really wanted for my time on the show. So I was grateful that I got to sing it on the show and then record it in LA after the fact in sort of my own way, and and release it out to the world.
Yeah, that record, the entire tapestry is just brilliant.
Oh God. One of my all-time albums.
Right.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Right. And just to think that it was, when it was released in 1971 and here we are at 2023, and that song is just so relevant. So you have given it, you have breathed new life into It's Too Late.
Thank you so much.
That's really cool. Now let's talk about the new one that's going to come out. You're going to do Ironic as well, which you did on the show The Voice.
Yeah, it comes out on Friday the 15th. I'm really excited. And, my blind audition ended up not being fully aired. Only a snippet was aired.
Right.
And so for this one, I'm really excited to release my full version because a lot of people after that was aired said, hey, where can we hear the full version? We wanted more. And I'm so grateful. So for all those YouTube comments that say they want more is here. So my full version is going to be released, and it was mixed and mastered by Mario Sulaksana, who also played keys on it. So it's a really beautiful piece, and really looking forward for the world to hear it.
I love it. It's a great song, too. You know, that's so funny that you had mentioned that, because I was searching as well. I was one of the Alison Albrecht fans that was like, wait a minute, where's the rest of it? What's going on? You know, and I saw all the comments on X and on YouTube, and everybody's like, yeah, we want more. So that's great. So that is going to be out, the Alanis Morissette on Friday the 15th. Ironic, and also It's Too Late. What is next for you? You just seem to be on such a great trajectory right now with your career.
Well, what's next is more music. I am so grateful to have a new group of people listening to my music. I also am so grateful for those people that have been following me every step along the way. I've been putting out music since I was 15. So my sound has evolved, and people have really stuck with me and continued to support me. So more music is coming in 24, in addition to these covers that will be out before the end of 2023. And, you know, I also just love to perform. That was my first love. Been performing since I was an elementary schooler. So I will continue to gig out in LA and then back in Detroit as well. I've got some trips lined up to go back home. So definitely some venues and private events coming up in 24. So just a lot of stuff on the horizon that I'm really excited to get working on.
Right. And you're taking place. You're going to be part of Home for the Holidays with the Gasoline Gypsies and Friends. And that is on Friday, December 22nd at Aretha's Jazz Cafe. Tell me about that. Would you have something up your sleeve for that?
Well, I'm just so excited for this performance because it is more of an acoustic show. So I'll be fully just myself and my guitar. And I find that that's one of the best formats to really connect with the audience. And so I think you'll really get to hear my music in a really raw and authentic way. Got some originals lined up. It's Christmas time, so we'll definitely get festive. And the other acts are all unbelievable. So it's definitely a show not to miss.
That's great. And I have a feeling that you are going to be a big draw. I mean, so many people just saw you on The Voice, and how fun that you're coming home. Like you said, you haven't done a show in the Detroit area for quite some time. So it's really going to be good that you're part of Home for the Holidays. And that's Friday, December 22nd. Pick up your tickets right now at thesonicoast.com. Alison, is there anything that I left out or anything you would like to add?
Nothing that I'd like to add. Just thank you to everybody that supported me from The Voice. Go stream It's Too Late and Ironic. And all of my updates of show announcements, music announcements are all on my Instagram. So go follow my Instagram at Alison Albrecht. And I post on TikTok too, Alison Albrecht. And definitely stay tuned.
I love it. Thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time to be here on the Sonic Coast.
Thank you so much.
Going to play Alison Albrecht, her version of Carole King's iconic It's Too Late. You're listening to the Sonic Coast, where Michigan music comes first.